Robbie C, check to see if your pigs are flying, because not only is Eveliina leading the MVP Open, but she's putting at 92% from C1X. It's me, Swiss Cheese, with the Disc Golf World. Since the World's recap went so well, I'm hitting you guys up with a daily recap of all the action from the MVP Open, the greatest stop and disc golf course of the long season, hands down. Many might have felt this month was going to be all Tatar, as she moves to wrapping up what I considered the greatest FPO season put together ever. She finished business at Smuggler's Notch, repeating his world championship in classic Tatar fashion, for what many would call, not her of course, a redemption tour after not only giving up a lead on the final day, but ultimately losing in a playoff. Instead, her desire is to take down one of the largest tournaments on the season that she's yet to win in her career. And then USWDGC the following week to cap off the season's Grand Slam, something that no other FPO player has ever accomplished in their careers. Also squeeze in the inevitable first ever 1,000 rated FPO player. She's already $9.99 and the highest ever, nearly a formality at this point in time. If she crosses that benchmark, she's the greatest, period. Eveliina Salonen might just have something to say about that, as she scorched the course and field today in good conditions, going 6 under on the day, 2 strokes better than the next player. She had 8 total birdies on the day and had one of the best back halves of all players. And of course she was the best off the tee, like most competitive days on the course, but she also shut the haters up for at least one day, as she was one of the best on the putting greens also. She was 92% from C1X today and had plenty of bruises on her arms from her pinching herself to see if she was dreaming. That, or maybe, just maybe, those aliens are real and went full body snatchers for the day. Either way, it's great to see Eveliina finally put together an entire round. And like many have predicted, the separation from the field once she did finally put it together. And I trust this putting performance will continue over the remainder of the 3 days, about as much as James Conrad trusts his forehand. Still fun to see though, even if it's for one day. Haley King also took control of her round, going full business turret, hitting all her lines and looking in control for her entire round. She had only one blemish late on the round, on hole 16, unfortunately for a double bogey, dropping her to 4 under and off the lead spot. Playing that clean while the remainder of the field took bogey on multiple holes was impressive, and Haley, who has put together some solid performances on this season, I have more confidence in her continuing this stretch than Eveliina. But I'm rooting for both, as each game pushes Tatar more than Gannon and Owen on this track. Owen started on a roller coaster of the front 4 holes, going bogey, birdie, then repeat, only to play bogey free from there on for a total of 2 under on the round. Tatar had a frustrating day, scoring 6 birdies in total, second highest of the round, mind you. Also threw an uncharacteristic 5 bogeys. The shining moment for her was she played much better on the difficult back half of the round, but the bogeys were too costly. With this being a 4-day tournament, unless Hurricane Lee has anything to say about that, you shouldn't be too overly worried for Tatar. She should be able to cut this lead through her consistent play as the days add up. If the weather does turn with wind and rain, Tatar should be able to adjust the best of all the other competitors. Yet this bogey-filled round is a little worrisome, as this is only the 5th time this season she's had 5 bogeys or worse. The MPO kicked off with one of disc golf's greatest theatrical showmen tied for the hot round. Matty O would go 8 under on a bogey-free round, which is his 14th Elite Series bogey-free round, the highest out of any pro. Shooting well off the tee, being top 5 in fairway hits, C1 and C2 in regulation. Had a sick highlight reel 50-foot putt go in and scored extremely well on the back half, getting 5 of his 8 birdies. Ben Calloway, who has had too many gas station pizzas, would match Matty O's score, his including a bogey, however. This results in his first Elite Series lead card since 2021 at the Des Moines Challenge. Calloway was a birdie better on the back half than Matty, and kicked it off with 5 straight birdies. Kevin Jones, fun fact here, he was once caked by Steve Aoki and has been playing his best disc golf of the season as of late. He was first in C2 in regulation on the day, had a near 40% hit rate. From there, you can see how positive his round went. And an error on 18 was what cost him a share of the lead on the round, as he finished 7 under on the day. Bradley Williams rounds out the lead card and tied with 3 others, Eagle McMahon, Andrew Marweed, and Luke Taylor at 6 under, 2 strokes off the lead. Bradley played controlled disc golf golf and only had one bogey on the day, and is the favorite at every Super Bowl party when he brings his favorite salt and vinegar trash lays. I believe Bradley can stick around near the top of the leaderboard and have the same amount of faith in him as I do Matty O and next Eagle McMahon. Eagle has yet to break through on an Elite Series event thus far this year, but has been close a number of times. The fact that he scored high enough for a lead card spot on day one is something he has been missing on these 4-day events. He's been constantly playing from behind and catching up. Him this close can be scary for the field. We might see Eagle push more tomorrow depending on what the weather appears to look like. Andrew Marweed had one of the most unique rounds of the day, going 5 under on the front 9. Only to go on one frustrating par train from there. Luke Taylor, with a 6 under himself. This 18-year-old has popped on a number of rounds at a number of events now, and is the most feared on dodgeball days in the gym. His name continues to show up and yet is still spending time under people's radar. He had a single bogey on hole 9, and for someone his age, plays very well within his game. Now for some quick hitters. Yuli and Nico both aced on the round, Yuli on the iconic island hole 8, and Nico on hole 4. Yuli needs a 13th place or higher to move into 32nd place for the DGBT final as he holds on to the last spot at this moment. Jay was able to catch this brutal spit out that Connor O'Reilly had on hole 8. Sick cut either way. Ezra Robinson called bank and kicked off the ad signage to make the island better than any other water skipper shot that makes it there. That wraps up day 1 of the MVP Open. If you haven't already, go and check out the Simon interview on Disc Golf World. Always make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Comment who you guys are rooting for. And if you're at Maple Hill, come say what's up. I'm going to be hanging out with the 8 holes all day.